Dr. Steve Pieczenik, and this is Steve Talks. Hi, I'm Dr. Pieczenik. This was a week of turmoil and change, both in the United States and in Europe. Let me start first with France. I want to congratulate the citizens of France, the judicial system, for convicting and indicting Sarkozy, President Sarkozy, and for corruption. And that is an incredible contribution to law and order. Unfortunately, we in the United States have not convicted any of our crooks, the Clintons or the Bushes or the Obamas, but that is the way we work. And we are sanctimonious, but maybe someday we will be able to convict some of our known criminals. Now to a more important issue. The appearance of John Bolton as National Security Advisor was not totally surprising to me. I've known John for a long time. I personally like John. We've worked together in the Bush Senior Administration. John had helped me out when I needed funds for the UN peacekeeping force, and he was the Assistant Secretary for the UN. But I have had some reservations about Bolton over the years. I have not been personally witness to this, but I certainly was against the neocons who started the false flag 9/11 and eventually went into war in Iraq. John was part of it, as was Steve Hadley, Condoleezza Rice, and Cheney, and many others. John was in fact so involved with it that he distorted the intelligence and literally prevaricated to the American public, saying that this is a justified war when he knew very well it wasn't. The problem with John is not only is he bellicose in public, but the reality is he's a draft dodger. Like Trump, he's a draft dodger. And in my experience, most draft dodgers really propose wars. Those of us who've been in different forms of combat or in crises or in terrorism, we don't like wars. And in particular, General Kelly, Chief of Staff, and General Mattis, both of whom are decorated war heroes and both of whom have been in combat repeatedly, they do not want war. And that, in fact, is the warning to the President of the United States. We, the American public, and particularly the vets of many wars from Korea, Iraq, Vietnam, and Somalia, Sudan, and other wars, we do not want any more wars. They do not benefit us. They have no value, and they spend so much money, and unfortunately they waste the lives of brave warriors. If in fact you do go to war, you will not have the American public behind you. If in fact you decide to go to the war, you will have to take out General Kelly and ask for his resignation, and then ask for General Mattis. I happen to know that both generals are against any war that will be propagated either against North Korea or Iran. I am with them. I have been to North Korea, and there's no reason for a war with North Korea. If in fact John Bolton acts as a leverage factor for negotiation, then I understand it. But if you put our forces in South Korea on alert, and you think in fact that you might go to war and there's an accident, that will be very, very dangerous. Similarly, I've been in Iran. I've spoken to the different factions there. I find them to be very rational, very accommodating, and contrary to the propaganda from Israel and anywhere else of the neocons, they are very business-oriented. What they want is having Boeing in there, Halliburton. They want to do business. They're not interested in nuclear war. They're not interested in nuclear power. They are basically interested in coming back and having a rich oil field and an effective foreign policy that can garner them financial and political stability. What I'm really saying is it's time for this administration to grow up. There has been too many impulsive changes there, and we have to be very careful. Mr. Trump, let me explain something to you. If you want war, you will have to be very careful, because the American public, as I said, does not want war. But as Nietzsche once said, when the gods are cruel, they will grant your wishes, and then God help you. Good night and good luck. Hi, This is Dr. Steve Pieczenik, and this is Steve Talks.